What is up, you guys? Welcome to my personal channel. My name is Spencer, and this week we're gonna have a little bit of a rant slash sad video. But if you haven't noticed, these glasses are new. No, I've never had contact lenses or glasses before, and it's kind of the reason why we're having this conversation. So before I talk about why my new eyewear is causing me so much distress, let's first discuss how we got to this point. In the beginning of January, my company switched insurances, which is kind of a good and bad thing. The good thing is that my new insurance covers dental as well as vision, but the bad is that it no longer covers transgender surgeries such as my top surgery or my histo. So it's kind of like a trade-off, but that's life, I guess. Now that I have dental and vision insurance, I figured I'd go to the optometrist as well as the dentist to get everything checked out. 3 weeks ago, I went to the optometrist, and I was thinking that it was going to be a very easy, very simple exam. I have never had problems with my vision. I did not go in there with headaches or blurred vision or any type of issue. I thought it was just going to be a straightforward checkup and go on with my life. I went in, and the doctor did all the tests. They blew in my eyes. They checked depth perception. They checked color blindness, and then we went to the machine where they checked eye distances. So, if you don't know how 20/20 works, what it means is that you can see size 20 font from 20 feet away. It's considered the standard eye care or perfect vision, though people are able to see further, just as people aren't able to see just as far. So, when I sat in the chair and they did the distance test, my left eye tested 20/10. This means that I can see from 20 feet away, where a person with 20/20 vision can only see from 10 feet away. So my left eye is slightly better than standard. When they tested my right eye proved to see 20/20. Now, I was kind of confused as why that would mean I need glasses. But what they explained to me is that my left eye is overcompensating for my right, and my right eye is straining to keep up with my left. So the muscles in my right eye are working twice as hard than they should, which could mean that, and as time goes on, that I would need glasses because my muscle would wear out and it'll be 20/40 vision, 20/80 vision, or worse. Now, after they did that test and I was in the room, they dilated my eyes to check to make sure there was no tumors or holes in my eyes. What they found, other than tumors or ulcers, was anoscoria. What anoscoria means is that my pupils are two different sizes. Now, everybody has different sized pupils, but when it's more than 2 millimeters, it's diagnosed as anoscoria. 7% of the world is born with anoscoria, though there are other people that can get it, and usually if you suddenly get anoscoria, that means an increase in intracranial pressure or some type of head trauma. So if you get it suddenly, it's really, really bad and it's really, really serious, but if most people who have it are actually born with it. So I was really shocked when they found that, simply because, as you guys know, I was in the Air Force for 5 years of my life, as well as getting eye exams since I was 12 years old. So the fact that all of a sudden at 23 they diagnosed me with something like anoscoria and different vision sites kind of made me a little skeptical. When I was talking to the doctor after she reviewed my extensive medical history of optometrist appointments from both the Air Force and prior to that, she asked me very specifically if there was anything, any type of head trauma, any type of concussion, anything that I've experienced in the past year of my life. I have not experienced any head trauma in the past year, though the only thing that I did do differently was start testosterone. And this is where the rant part gets in. As we know, testosterone increases blood pressure. It increases the productivity of red blood cells, which is how you can kind of see the veins, and why men have higher blood pressure than women do. So when I told her that I was on T, she immediately hopped on that bandwagon and said that this is probably an intracranial bleed. She's probably an intracranial pressure buildup from starting T. You need to stop T, yada, yada, yada. And what pisses me off is how the medical profession literally blames any type of ailment on testosterone or hormone replacement therapy. I understand the severity of anoscoria when undiagnosed, and I understand why she thought that. But 99% of the time with people who have a traumatic anoscoria are also accompanied with pain or blurred vision, and she completely discounted the fact that I did not experience any of these things in the past year or any part of my life. She made me go to have these 3 very expensive tests to rule out any intracranial bleed or any cranial pressure buildup in my eye. About $1,000 later, I find that everything is fine, obviously. And so I am here left with anoscoria, 2 different visions in my eye, and glasses. What really makes me upset about this is not the fact that I have glasses. I don't have anything against glasses. It's just the fact that when I got out of the military, I didn't get out because I hated the military or I didn't want to serve anymore. I got out because I wanted to explore my gender expression, and I knew I wasn't able to do that in the Air Force, at least in the times going on now. But I always had hope that once transgender individuals were being able to serve openly and freely in this United States military, that I would come back. Unfortunately, with the diagnosis that I have, I won't be able to have the same AFSC or the same job that I had before. If you didn't know, my job was airborne linguist, meaning I was flight qualified. So being flight qualified, one of the biggest things they test other than blood pressure and mobility is vision. And you can't have any type of vision or anything less than 20/20 to be flight qualified. What's shitty about that is there's nothing that I can do to change that. Most people can go get LASIK to correct their vision, but for me, LASIK only corrects up to 20/20. There's no way to damage my left eye, and since my right eye already sees at 20/20, I'm not a candidate for LASIK. I spent a lot of my life serving others, and a huge part of my identity is being an airman. I very much enjoy it, I very much loved it, and I always thought I would go back to it. But it seems to me now that my sight has made that job impossible. Yes, there are other jobs in the Air Force that will allow you to be grounded, but I don't personally want to be grounded if I'm going to be in the Air Force. So I'm kind of bummed and I'm kind of upset about this, especially since there's no actual problem with my eye, and it's not that I'm seeing any less than everybody else. On top of just not being able to serve, it just pissed me off how people literally blame any type of anything on the fact I'm on hormone replacement therapy. And on top of that, they don't have any way of looking at maybe there's a different way to go about it that doesn't involve you stopping taking testosterone. I wish the medical field would be a little more understanding of just how serious T is for some trans individuals, and that there is no other way. That is the struggles I'm dealing with now, and I hopefully am getting to a point where I'm able to accept the fact that my flight dreams are no longer available to me. I know that there are waivers, but we all know in the Air Force that vision waivers are the hardest things to come by, especially when it comes to anoscoria and distances. But I hope you guys are having a great week and are gearing up for an even better weekend. I am sure that I will come out of this funk very soon as I just put my focus on other things. I hope to talk to you guys in the next week, and I will see you later. It's Wednesday. It is Spencer. Until next time.